last week.
Rochdale 13 with on Kilshaw, ahead of Dewsbury tomorrow. First and foremost, so tough game last week. Took its toll on your players. Any further reflections on that?
Like we said on the day, very happy with the performance, which we haven't performed too bad in the Shield, as I say, apart from a 10-minute period at Swinton, and some scratchy stuff at Batley. I think we've been quite consistent. We've just probably been a couple of players short, a couple of injuries short, or a couple of bit of experience short of getting those wins. And I think that showed probably last week. Lee's experience probably in the second half, got them through. But we scored some good tries, early tries, and probably a little bit disappointed we couldn't add to that tally, especially when we were 12-0 up. I think Rob got held up over the line, and even in the second half we didn't really give ourselves an opportunity with the territory. But in terms of the way we defended and the way we competed, against a quality full-time side, there was a lot to take out of that. But as we know, it's results business, and we've probably been singing the same tune a little bit in this Shield. We've been a little bit close each time, and I've said we've been the nearly men a couple of times, and we know more than ever that 2 wins are vital, and that starts tomorrow.
And big week. You recovered on Tuesday, went swimming at David Lloyd. How did that benefit the players?
Yeah, we've been coming in on Tuesdays, and the lads have been very sore. It's that time of year, so just to freshen them up, and yeah, it's worked well. I think we've still got some bumps and bruises, but to keep those guys off their feet Tuesday and freshen them up. So we did a detailed review there as well, and then Thursday's session was intense and a lot of quality in it, and there was a lot of noise in the gym, and we've just trained now Saturday morning, and that's been a quality session as well. So we're well prepared. There's no excuses. We've been focusing again on those 1% things, and we're all excited about tomorrow, last home game, and there's a lot on the line, and this is why we're in the game. This is why we play, and the pressure's a privilege.
And a bit of a unique case tomorrow, where we already know whose players it's going to be the last game. Players have been announced at other clubs: Danny Yates, Dion Cross, Rob Massam, to name a few. There's also staff leaving. Are you keen to send them guys out on a winning note?
Yeah, definitely. Probably a little bit disappointed that other clubs have chose to announce that our players are joining them before the end of the season. I know it's something we've never done out of respect for the player and the club, but to answer your question, there is staff moving on, like Dave Ramsbottom, who's been here for years and is part of the furniture. It would be good to send Dave off with that last home win, and there's a lot of motivating factors. The players you mentioned, there'll be other players moving on, staff moving on, so it will be controlling those emotions. We've got to make sure that we play the game and not the occasion, and like I say, there's a lot of factors motivating us tomorrow, but the main one's trying to stay in this championship, and getting the 2 points tomorrow will give us an opportunity to go into that last game to do that.
Just to go back and touch on the point you made about players being announced elsewhere, is that an added challenge for you as a coach? You sort of coaching blokes who aren't looking past the next sort of 3 weeks. They're might be preserving themselves for next season if you've got decent deals elsewhere lined up, or is that an added challenge?
A little bit of both. I think sometimes maybe the pressure's off those players. They know the future's settled for next season. There's always that. You could say, they don't want to get injured or whatever, but they're all professional, and they all want to play, and they all want to win. And when you start somewhere in November, you want to have some success at that team. The sacrifices you made. Success for us now will be staying in the competition, and that's our goal. So I don't think there's any challenge motivating these players. That they're good mates. They've worked hard since November, and they deserve that reward. And like I say, that reward for us will be preserving our championship status.
And on to Dewsbury. Played them a couple of times already this season, won one, lost one. Where do their challenges lie now, and what's the key to unlocking them?
They're a good side. They're a well-balanced side. Obviously, they've got experience in the halves with Paul Sykes, two good nines, Robbie Ward and Dom Speakman, and then they've got some big players on the edges. They've recruited Ryder from Keighley, who's been going well for them, a big centre, and obviously Walshaw and Glover, and they're probably in a little bit of a similar situation to us, where they've got players moving on as well, and they want to finish 8th because there's a financial reward for that, so they'll be motivated. They went to Fev last week and scored 28 points, and that's no mean feat against Fev, who've been defending really well, and they picked up some good wins as well in the Shield. They went to Sheffield and win, so we know it'll be a tough challenge. We know where their challenges lie, and it's just about making sure we're focused on us and giving ourselves an opportunity. We give ourselves that energy to defend, through getting through our sets and finishing our sets well, and give ourselves good field position. We know we can score points from anywhere on the field, and it's just that attention to detail really for us. It's been a big focus, should I say, and like I say, we're focusing on 1% things tomorrow.
And finally, you've been written off somewhat. People are already condemning us to League One or this new relegation playoff that's going to be introduced or whatever, but you've still got as good a chance as any of staying up. You've got 2 games, 2 wins, relying on Swinton not to win again, and you avoid the drop. Is it a bit frustrating for you as players and coaches to be written off once again?
We've been written off all season, and I've said it before, I don't think Rochdale gets the credit they deserve. We got promoted against the odds. We stayed up last year against the odds, and I just feel other teams sort of get there's other teams that people seem to like more than us for whatever reason that may be. Whether it's location, whether it's fan base, whatever it may be. Like I say, we got promoted against the odds. We've stayed up against the odds. We've done it tough this year, and at times we've done it tough. And when other teams have done it tough, there's been a lot more publicity made about it and a lot more sympathy given to him. But none was given to us. And listen, we ignore that. Obviously it will frustrate supporters, board members, and even maybe some of the players, but externally we know we've been written off. Many a times in the past, and we've come up with the goods. We know what's in front of us. We know we've got a couple of opportunities to stay in the Championship, and we want to try and take the first opportunity, and we've not considered the playoff final yet, and if we do need to, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for us, we've got big 80 minutes in front of us tomorrow, last home game of the season, and everyone's excited to play.
Cheers.